a land of endless white, where time stands still between towering peaks and mirror-like lakes. New Zealand's South Island doesn't just show you its raw beauty. It touches your soul with pure silence. This is Winter in New Zealand, a real-life Snow Queen's tale. Join us on our motorhome journey as we uncover the breathtaking wonders of the South, a world straight out of a fairy tale. Departing from Sydney Airport, we chose to experience the famous double-decker flying palace, the Airbus A380 of Emirates Airline. Everything was perfect, from the spacious seats to the entertainment system and the meals served on board. You should choose a flight transiting in Australia. The ticket price will be nearly half as cheap as transiting in other countries. After about a 3-hour flight, we arrived in Christchurch, the largest city on New Zealand's South Island. For this journey, we chose a mobile home, also known as a camper van, which has everything from a kitchen to a bed. Our first road trip was to Lake Tekapo. With a journey of over 230 kilometers and 4 hours of driving, Tekapo welcomed us with heavy snowfall. This was also my first time driving in snowy conditions. I didn't have much experience with this, so I was quite anxious. But at the same time, we were very excited. This was also the first time we got to watch the snowfall while driving. Due to the heavy and dangerous snowfall, we pulled over at a parking lot along the way to watch the snow and have dinner. And we were absolutely thrilled to experience the snowfall on our very first day in Tekapo. And this was our first night sleeping in the van. Waking up in the morning, we took a stroll around Lake Tekapo. Lake Tekapo was as calm as a mirror, reflecting the clouds and sky. In the distance, wild ducks swam peacefully and snow-capped mountains peeked out from behind the clouds, a scene of absolute peace and tranquility. We drove to Mount John, a viewpoint for a panoramic view of Lake Tekapo. But unfortunately, due to the heavy snowstorm yesterday, the road was closed for the safety. We decided to continue exploring around Lake Tekapo, having breakfast while looking out at the beautiful snow over gorgeous Lake Tekapo in the distance, which was such a wonderful experience. And we returned to Mount John after completing a loop around New Zealand. By the time we headed back, much of the snow had melted, making the drive much easier. And here we are at the summit of Mount John. From up here, you can gaze down at the stunning Lake Tekapo below, with rolling snow-capped mountains stretching into the distance. I don't know how you feel, but for me, just standing here and taking in this breathtaking view is an absolutely unforgettable experience. As evening approached, we caught the sunset at a charming little church right by the water. The rustic architecture of this ancient church blended perfectly with the magnificent nature surrounding it. Twilight at Lake Tekapo was truly as beautiful as a painting. We decided to spend the night by the beautiful lake Pukaki. There is a free campsite here, but since there are no restrooms, only self-contained vehicles are allowed to park overnight. The best part? Stargazing here at night is an absolutely magical experience. And the morning views are just as breathtaking. Watching the sunrise over that gorgeous turquoise water is something we'll never forget. Framed by snow-capped mountains in the distance, we had breakfast while admiring the pure beauty of nature. Honestly, what could be more magical than this very moment? Before continuing our journey, we stopped by a rest area at Lake Pukaki to try the famous lake-raised salmon. The fish is incredibly fresh and flavorful thanks to being raised in the pure, glacial waters flowing straight from the snowy mountains. The road from Lake Pukaki to Mount Cook winds all the way along the lakeside, and it's easily one of the most scenic stretches of our entire journey. There are so many lookout points along the way, perfect for capturing the stunning shoreline and the snow-capped mountains peeking through the clouds in the far distance. All along the way, Mount Cook loomed in the far distance, the highest peak in all of New Zealand. By the time we reached Hooker Valley, the sun was already setting over the landscape. Though time only allowed us to explore a short section, even a quick stop offered a majestic view of Mount Cook from afar, its peaks wrapped in a thick blanket of snow. That night, stargazing under the Milky Way was absolutely magical. The next day, we began our trek toward Mount Cook, the highest peak in New Zealand. The deeper we hiked, the thicker the snow became, transforming the entire trail into a breathtaking winter wonderland. After a few hours, we finally made it to the lookout point, where a stunning glacial lake unfolded right beneath us in the valley. To catch the sunset, we headed back to Lake Pukaki, which is arguably the best vantage point to admire the distant mountain range. Our next stop was Lindis Pass, one of New Zealand's highest and most spectacular mountain passes. This place is famous for its rolling, gentle hills covered in tussock grass, giving the landscape a signature golden glow that looks just like an oil painting. In the winter, these golden peaks are capped with snow, creating a mystical fairy tale atmosphere straight out of the Snow Queen. Our journey continued to Queenstown, the small town proudly known as the capital of southern New Zealand. You can't visit this place without stopping by Ferb Burger, a legendary joint where people line up day and night. After a 30-minute wait, we finally got our hands on them. We took our burgers to the shores of Lake Wakatipu, right in the heart of town. Honestly, it was one of the best burgers I've ever had, and watching the sunset paint the sky over Queenstown was an absolute dream. Stretching over 80 kilometers, Lake Wakatipu is a sight to behold. Today, we're driving along its shores to a destination you won't want to miss. This stretch of road is globally voted as one of the most beautiful scenic drives on Earth. Our destination? Glenorchy. A charming small town tucked away at the headwaters of the lake. With its untouched, majestic landscapes, it's no wonder this place is a paradise for filmmakers worldwide. This breathtaking landscape has starred in Hollywood blockbusters like The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and X-Men. To truly experience Queenstown's iconic Remarkables mountain range, which also featured in Middle-earth, we decided to hit the slopes. But we chose a twist: night skiing. Not only was it budget-friendly, but it gave us the ultimate reward, watching the sunset from the very peak of the Remarkables. The next day, we left Queenstown behind and set off for Milford Sound, one of New Zealand's ultimate natural wonders. The road there is packed with breathtaking rest stops. Our first detour? The Wilderness Bureau Reserve. This place, frozen in time, preserves the very first primitive vegetation that emerged right after the ice sheets retreated 10,000 years ago. Hidden among these rare plants is the native bog pine. It grows so slowly, it takes hundreds of years just to reach your waist. Next up is Eglinton Valley. This massive glacial valley is one of the first jaw-dropping stops as you enter Fiordland National Park. Just look at this, a golden blanket of tussock grass contrasting beautifully against the deep, dark cliffs. With the snow-capped mountains in the background, the whole landscape looks like a magical, real-life painting. We've made it to the famous Mirror Lakes, a must-visit photo stop. Right now, the water is so still and clear, it acts as a massive mirror, framing the majestic Earl Mountains directly opposite. As darkness falls, we decide to call it a night right here. This is one of New Zealand's last remaining pockets of pristine lowland forest. Tonight, our campsite sits in the heart of a sanctuary surrounded by some of the world's rarest wildlife. Just like this one right here, the weka. Funny story, we actually thought it was a kiwi at first. But while kiwis are notoriously shy, this weka is shockingly bold. It literally walked right up to us without a care in the world. Just like the kiwi, the weka is a flightless bird. It can't fly, it can only run. The sunrise here in Fiordland is nothing short of breathtaking. Today, we're setting off on a hike to explore the stunning Lake Marion. The trail begins with a beautiful stream flowing alongside the path. But make no mistake, the climb to the summit is steep and demanding. It definitely tests your physical fitness. But finally, Lake Marion reveals itself. Every single drop of sweat pays off the moment you see this view. It is absolutely rewarding, and the beauty of the lake stays with you the entire way. Watching these parrots is fascinating. They're actually known as the most intelligent species in the world. Last night, we made a stop at the Crown Range summit, the iconic pass connecting Queenstown to the beautiful Lake Wanaka. Sitting at over 1,000 meters, this is the highest main road in New Zealand. Gazing down at the sweeping valley below, painted in the golden light of sunrise, it is a sight that leaves you absolutely breathless. We arrived in Wanaka early in the morning. Gearing up for today's strenuous hike, conquering Roy's Peak. The entry fee is just about $2 New Zealand dollars, incredibly cheap for such an adventure. However, the climb was anything but easy. In fact, it turned out to be one of the toughest stretches of our entire journey. As one of New Zealand's most iconic and famous trails, it offers panoramic views of the deep blue Lake Wanaka and rolling, snow-capped mountains. The track is only 16 kilometers long, but with constant steep sections reaching an elevation of 1,500 meters, it's a massive challenge for your stamina, legs, and lungs. Even before reaching the summit, the viewpoints along the way are absolutely stunning. Look over there. That mountain ridge rock is the famous check-in spot. From here, you can see the beautiful Lake Wanaka stretching out below, surrounded by majestic, snow-covered peaks. We kept pushing toward the summit. As the late afternoon rolled in, the sky cleared up, revealing the mountains and the lake in vivid detail. The scenery became even more breathtakingly magnificent. In the morning, we caught the sunrise over the beautiful Lake Wanaka, the fourth largest lake in New Zealand. Unlike other bustling destinations, Wanaka embraces a relaxed, rustic, and peaceful pace of life, free from heavy crowds of tourists. Right here, you'll find that Wanaka tree. This lonely willow grows directly out of the water, surviving completely on its own. It is this incredible uniqueness that has made it one of the country's most iconic photography spots. Afterward, we drove around to explore more of this beautiful area. If you take the time to venture a bit further out, you'll discover so many more lovely hidden gems. A lesser-known gem is Lake Dunstan, a stunning man-made lake located in the heart of the central Otago region. Since it's also a remarkably scenic hydro dam area, we just had to pull over and take in the view. Though often considered small compared to others, this lake actually stretches over 40 kilometers along the old Clutha River, offering countless stunning rest stops along the way. And with that, our journey exploring the most beautiful winter spots in New Zealand's South Island comes to an end. I hope this information inspires your next adventure. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.